Welcome to my channel. Today I would like to review the DSP World Gold Fund. So the DSP World Gold Fund is a foreign equity fund and it's an open-ended fund. It was launched in the year 2007 and has current assets under management of about rupees 772 crores. The focus of this particular fund is the gold mining companies, which are listed outside India. So many of you may be aware that there are a lot of gold mining companies listed in countries like United States, Canada, Australia, Africa, and various other geographies. So the focus of this particular fund is to invest in such companies. The fund doesn't hold any physical gold, and the primarily the investment into these companies is via another fund called Blackrock World Gold Fund. So moving on, let us take a look at the basic metrics of this particular fund. The return since launch, that is September 2007, has been around 6.2% annualized. The benchmark of this fund is the FTSE Gold Mining Index, and the expense ratio of this particular fund is 2.34%. The turnover is not disclosed or calculated because the investment is not directly into companies and it is via the BlackRock fund. And there is no exit load in this particular fund. So moving on, let us take a look at the trailing returns of the fund. So in this particular slide, there is a fund and there is a benchmark. So you can ignore the benchmark because the benchmark is the S&P BSE 500, which is a broad-based index which consists of various Indian companies. However, since I took this particular table from the value research website, I have just retained as it is. As you can see, the fund has returned about 49.42% year till date, and the 6 month return is around 50.5%, and the 1 year return is around 49%. The recent exemplary performance of gold has added to the performance of the fund. So, since the price of gold has been on the uptrend for the last few quarters, the gold mining companies have been doing very well on the international stock markets. As a result of which, the DSP World Gold Fund also has given superlative returns in the last 1 year. However, if you take a look at the last 5 year chart, you can see that the price has been flattish till 2019, and then the uptrend has started. So moving on, the peer comparison. Again, I have taken this particular table from the Value Research website, but it's not a fair comparison again because most of the other funds, all the other funds are US equity funds, like Nasdaq and US Blue Chip Equity Fund. So which are a broadly diversified group of stocks, and not and this particular World Gold Fund is concentrated on the global gold miners. However, I just took this chart to highlight the expense ratio and assets under management. So we can see that the DSP World Gold Fund has assets under management of about 772 crores, which is not very high, and the expense ratio of 2.34% seems to be slightly on the higher side. So moving on, so I would like to analyze the holdings of the BlackRock World Gold Fund, which is the fund in which you would be investing when you put money in DSP World Gold Fund. So we can see that the BlackRock World Gold Fund has disclosed only a few positions. So these stocks which are listed here, such as Newmont Corporation, Barrick Gold Corporation, Lake Gold Limited, Kinross Gold Corporation, Gold Fields, Newcrest Mining Limited, Wheaton Precious Metal Corporation, Alamos Incorporated, B2 Gold Corp, Anglo Gold Ashanti Limited. So all these stocks are very well-known gold miners, and they are headquartered in various locations such as US, Canada, Australia, UK, South Africa. uh, but broadly, these companies own assets across the world. So it doesn't mean that they are concentrated only in these geographies. For instance, a US gold miner might be owning gold mines in Africa, in Tanzania, in Namibia. So broadly, this particular fund consists of companies which own assets across the world. So there is a good amount of geographical diversification in this particular fund. So moving on, before we conclude the slide presentation, I would like to share this slide on the investment suitability. As you can see, that the DSP World Gold Fund is exclusively concentrated on world gold miners. So there is a concentration into a single sector, and it's a high risk high return fund which is expected to broadly mimic the gold mining sector, so which in turn mimics the price of gold. But there is an effect of leverage. So since gold mining companies are largely cyclical, so this can be a bit of complex investment. But again, conservative investors can consider other gold funds and ETFs which directly invest into physical gold, or via other funds they invest into physical metal. So conservative investors could be more interested in such funds. But in case someone is exclusively looking into getting a leveraged way of gaining exposure to gold, or he or she is interested in the gold mining sector internationally, so for such people this particular fund is a very good way to gain exposure. So with this I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you.